Hi, it's Vicky from the My Catholic Life channel. I bet you're kind of wondering about my getup here. I'm just sort of beginning the video with a 60s psychedelic mood. And the music that we're listening to in the intro is White Rabbit by Jefferson Airplane. And Jefferson Airplane was a psychedelic band from the 60s. I'm also wearing my mood rings. Mood rings, of course, didn't come out until 1975, so I am sort of mixing my decades. But hey, it's all cool. Anyway, I'm going to take the glasses off now because I can't see anything I'm doing or read any of the readouts on my computer, so I have no idea where I'm at in my video. I think I'll take the headband off here too. So what's the connection? What's the connection between psychedelic music and psychedelic 60s and My Catholic Life? Well, it's about truth and it's about reality. I don't know. Maybe you're like me, and every once in a while you wonder if the world has gone off its meds, has switched to psychedelics, and be tripping down the rabbit hole. And the reason for that is that there seems to be a problem with truth in today's world. I thought at first that I would say that there was a lack of truth, and there actually is a lack of real truth out there. But really, part of the problem is a proliferation of personal truth. Where, there's so much personal truth out there that we don't know what end is up. And it's a purple haze all in our brain of this truth or that truth. And so that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. The Oxford Dictionary recently came out with their word of the year for 2016, and that word was post-truth. And the post doesn't actually mean after, it just means a period of time. And so what post-truth means is that opinions are formed not necessarily by facts and the truth, but by how we feel about it, by emotion and feelings. And so what becomes true, the truth itself becomes less relevant to how we feel about it. And so we have all kinds of things going out there that we're saying is the truth, and it's actually just what we want the truth to be. So it is kind of funny that we are in a time where the truth just is not relevant. So we had BC, we had AD, and now we're in PT, post-truth. The thing about this is when everybody determines their own truth, this actually shows a lack of God. In the Garden of Eden, we had Adam and Eve. And Adam and Eve, God told them, don't eat from the fruit of the tree or you will die. And then the serpent comes along and says, that's not true. You won't die. You will become like gods. And that was the hook. The hook was, we will become like gods. And as gods, we determine our own truth. And that's what Adam and Eve did, is they determined their own truth. And so the sin of the Garden of Eden was actually pride, or an idolatry of self, where we become the gods. And in that, we determine our own truth. And all the other idols that we worship are actually idols that we've created either with our own intellect or with our own hands. In the pagan world, all those pagan gods were actually created by the hands of the people that formed them. And mythical gods were created in the likeness of human beings, just superhuman beings. Or they were created as creatures, but super creatures. So this is the idea of determining truth by focusing on ourselves. It's actually, narcissism. And so we live in a world now that is post-truth. And the truth isn't relevant. It's more relevant, like I said, about how we feel about it. And if you're on the internet, you see this all over the place. No, not only are we proclaiming our own truths, we're doing it at the top of our voices in capital letters. So as a Catholic, there's something in my life that determines truth. And that is believing in God and believing in Jesus Christ. And so real truth has an authority. And it's not just my idea of what the truth is. It's not just how I feel about the truth. And so if I don't like it, I just won't acknowledge it. It's not about finding my own truth. Originally things like finding your own truth meant to be authentic as a human being. Now, finding your own truth means that we create our own realities, to the very fact that the reality of our gender is now fluid and flexible. We can change it any time. We can change our minds at any time. And we can force everybody else to live that reality. And so here we are in a time after truth is relevant. And we can actually pinpoint that now, 2016, the year in which truth became less relevant. There's another Jefferson Airplane song, and one of the lines is, "When the truth is found to be lies, and all the joy within you dies." And then the chorus of this song is, if you want somebody to love, do you need somebody to love? And it turns out that the somebody that we love is ourselves. Well, this isn't compatible with a Catholic life. In a Catholic life, we love God above all things. And in a Catholic life, we then love our neighbor as ourselves. So this self-love, this self-idolatry, this proliferation of my truth as opposed to yours is just not compatible with the life of the Catholic, and it's not actually compatible with life at all. I mean, think about it. There's so many truths out there that it's confusing, and life becomes chaotic, and our relationships become chaotic, and we don't know sometimes when we're out in public that we're going to offend somebody just because we called them sir or ma'am or miss or Mr. or Mrs. because they are non-binary, gender, whatever term you want to have for it. Or, and that's not just the only area of truth that we're just unreal about. There are, like I said, it's all about how we feel about it. It's all about the mood truth, isn't it? And we do that on the internet, or we shout people down. We shout people down if they don't agree with our truth. So there's this untruth out there about tolerance as well, that we want to be tolerated by other people. But if they don't agree with us, then we don't tolerate them. We just shout them down at the top of our voices. And we shout them down at in capital letters. And so that's actually all I wanted to talk about today was this idea of truth. And I don't know that it's a rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole, and we're chasing it. And just like Adam and Eve, we keep trying to take a bite out of that apple. It didn't work for them. It's not going to work for us. So a Catholic life seeks the way, the truth, and the life of Jesus Christ. They also recognize the authority of the church to help them determine what that truth is. They don't just feed their own heads. So that's the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it. God bless you, and cue music.